we are gonna go over the controls inside the cab of the MB combo unit. First, we're gonna start our main engine is gonna go through the starter sequence, and then we are good to start the machine. Along the side there is some toggle buttons. You can press them and check the odometer. You press it again and it goes through the gauges, oil pressure and everything else. And the main, it takes you back to the main screen. Make sure there is an height. To the side we have the air brakes and where the trailer tires are set on. And the DMC controller is going to do through the startup procedures. First thing we need to do is go through settings. And then we're going to toggle all the way to steering and turn off the steering. Then we can start our engine. Toggle all the way up to lights, and there we can either select a date or night background, and we can use the select item to toggle down and select each of the beacon lights, fog lights, rear lights one at a time, or we can toggle all on or all off. We go back to settings and we go down all the way to cradle. We're gonna perform the uncradle of the broom by pressing once for a couple seconds. The broom will lift up and we let go. We press again the uncradle button and allow the broom to swing all the way. We are not gonna let go of the button until the broom is rested on the ground. This might take a couple minutes. To cradle back is exactly the same procedure. We press one time for a couple seconds, the broom will lift up. Then we press again and the broom will swing and latch into the hooks. Make sure they're on the hooks before we actually move the vehicle. Okay, once that is resting, we let go of the button. To activate the joystick, we just press the trigger. Make sure we get familiar with the joystick controls and what they do. To the side is the auto, manual, unlock and lock hitch. If we are going to drop our plow, make sure we put that landing gear on it. To lock, that light will come on. To unlock the pins, the light will go off. The pins will retract, and very carefully we drop the plow down and back the machine very slowly. To pick the plow back on, we approach the plow very carefully, very slow. And we use our hitch to hook into the hooks of the plow. Then we press the locking pins, visually inspect the locking pins are locked. We raise our landing gear and we place the plow down and we're ready to go. If we press the manual and the hood lift, it will allow us to dump any snow out of our hood in one continuous process. This is what the Asho broom hood will do as this process continues. It might take a couple minutes. We should let go and do the complete cycle before we continue until the deflector seal goes back to the previous setting. Remember, get familiar with your joystick controls because you can do some of those actions just from your joystick. On the panel we have an indicator where it tells you if the broom is down or up, the broom is to the left or to the right. On top, you got your controls to do regen, or your lights, your windshield, window wipers, and your climate control. Make sure that we operate this equipment in third gear to prevent any regens, and we check our air supply or air brakes.